Alright, headed home for day 2 of the draft. I was gonna rank all the first round picks, but I think I'll wait until after the whole thing is done so we can see a bit better how these guys line up. But let's just go through 1 through 32 what happened. The first draft pick obviously was Cam Ward. I think Travis Hunter was better, but I can see why the Titans picked him. Second pick, Travis Hunter, like I thought. Either he'd go to the Browns or someone would trade the farm for him, and I'll have to look into what exactly Jacksonville gave up, but overall I think it's a great pickup for the Jaguars. I think it makes more sense for him to go there than Cleveland, so even though Browns fans are disappointed, I'd say this was the right pick for both teams, and ultimately we'll just see what the Browns end up getting down the road from their compensation. Third, we had the Giants pick up Abdul Carter, which is one that I thought might slide a bit, but the Giants picked up the best player in the draft, not the best for their needs. But then they did the right thing and came back in and picked up the best player down the road that they needed, being a quarterback, so they ultimately did a good thing. Number 4, we had the Patriots pick up Will Campbell, I think his name was, yeah. I figured either they'd pick him up or they'd trade down and someone else would take their spot, but I think they picked the best player they could have. They definitely need a lot of players on that team though, so we'll see how they do in days 2 and 3. Fifth, the Jaguars traded for the Browns, so they got what was it, Mason Graham, I think was his name. And ultimately I know he's no Travis Hunter, but given where you were at 5, I think it's a good pickup. Number 6, we had the Raiders pick up Ashton Jeanty, much like we thought he would. The Jaguars wanting Ashton Jeanty must have been like a false path that they really wanted Travis Hunter, but ultimately I'm glad Ashton went to the Raiders. I think it's a great pickup for him, and it's great that they didn't have to trade up for him, that he fell right in their lap. 7, though, I'll have to look back up on and see who that was. I know it was the Jets, and they got a good guy for their offensive line. I don't remember his name, but it was definitely a good pickup. So good on all 7 teams for the start of this draft. Switching sides. So it was Membu that the Jets got, definitely a great pick. Number 8, the Panthers. They got Tet McMillan, not my favorite wide receiver, but I think it's good they got a receiver. We'll see how he does. Lots of pressure being the first one off the board for sure. Number 9, the Saints. They got Kelvin Banks, offensive lineman. I don't know who he's protecting at quarterback, but I think he's a good pick. Bears, Colston Loveland, tight end. I don't know why they didn't get Tyler Warren, but I'm not a Bears fan, so that's okay. The Niners got Mikael Williams, defensive line guy. I'm just surprised. I think they need more help on the offense, but it's a decent pick. Cowboys at 12, Tyler Booker, offensive line, same boat as the Saints. Lots of offensive linemen went in the first round, which I guess is good that teams want to fortify the trenches. 13, we had the Dolphins select Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle, good pick. 14, the Colts, Tyler Warren. That's honestly a steal with the tight end. That might be the number 1 pick of the draft in the first round. Falcons at 15, Jalen Walker, defensive end. Cardinals at 16, got Walter Nolan, defensive tackle. Bengals, Shamar Stewart, defensive end. Seahawks got Gray Zabel, offensive tackle. That's exactly what I wanted them to do, was get an offensive lineman, and I think Gray Zabel was a good pick. 19, the Bucks got a wide receiver, Emeka Egbuka. I'm pronouncing that terribly, but I think it's good they got a receiver. I'm just surprised that went the first round. I think there were other needs, especially on the defense. The Broncos got Barron, quarterback. Steelers, Derek Harmon, defensive tackle. Chargers got a running back. Packers got a great wide receiver in Matthew Golden. Vikings, Donovan Jackson for the offense, the line. And the Giants got Jackson Dart, traded up. Great pick. Falcons, not sure why they got James Pierce, why they traded up for him, but I guess they do need help on the defense. Uh, 27, the Ravens, Malachi Starks, great safety. The Lions got Tyleek Williams, Tyleek, but a great defensive tackle. Washington got offensive lineman. A Ducks guy, I'm happy about that, Josh Connerly. The Bills got Maxwell Hairston, cornerback. Honestly, might be up there with Tyler Warren as a great pick. The Eagles traded up to 31 to steal Jahad Campbell. I don't know how that fell to them, but it did. And the Chiefs got Josh Simmons. So we'll see. I think once the draft is finished, I'll rank everyone, their first picks. And we'll see how day number 2 goes. I'm not surprised Shedeur fell. There's a lot of teams that could use a backup, but there's not a lot of teams that need a quarterback. And even the Browns and the Steelers have said like they're fine with Mason Rudolph and Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. So I feel like the Saints being stuck with their guy, with Derek Carr getting injured, they got Spencer Rattler, and I don't know about that, but we'll see how day 2 goes and who gets steals and who gets some interesting picks that make you raise your eyebrows.